Learning disabilities. 1 in 6 people has one. Learning disabilities are complex, often misunderstood conditions. The most common of them is dyslexia. People with dyslexia have trouble processing letters and sounds, making basic language skills like reading and writing difficult. Predictably, many kids with dyslexia and related learning difficulties struggle in school. Without early intervention, these kids can fall through the cracks and never catch up.
Reading is the gateway to success, and reading problems are the leading cause of academic failure. If a person doesn't know how to read well, he or she will have a much more difficult time earning a living. School is a really difficult place for a child to fail, and kids with dyslexia and related learning difficulties may feel like they're always failing. We know that in a typical classroom of 30 kids, about 5 or 6 of them will have moderate to severe problems learning how to read, write, and spell proficiently. If we think about all of the classrooms in all of the schools, that's a really significant number.
The greatest misconception about people with dyslexia is that they are unintelligent and can't learn. In fact, the opposite is true. Children and adults with dyslexia and related learning disabilities typically have average or above average IQs. The key to unlocking their potential is recognizing the signs of dyslexia early and giving them effective, research-based, multisensory instruction in school. Warning signs of dyslexia include delayed speech, difficulty rhyming, and poor spelling.
Well, children with dyslexia need a structured, multisensory approach of direct instruction in reading. It's based on language principles, and we need to make sure that our teachers are trained to appropriately provide those interventions. Students will also need, for example, certain kinds of accommodations in the classroom. But the most important thing is for teachers to really understand what dyslexia looks like and how to intervene appropriately.
I think it's important for anyone who works with children to understand that we now have a lot of specific interventions that help any child who has any kind of disability be able to surmount that disability early in life, as early as 3 and 4 years old, and become full participants in the educational process, both as readers, writers, and accurate spellers. And in the past, we thought we had to wait till they were much older before we could assist them in this way. And now we know that very early on, we do have specific strategies that will help children become successful in school.
Tom King knows firsthand how difficult life can be for a child with dyslexia. His son, also named Tom, was diagnosed with dyslexia at age 7. While Tom was relieved to finally have a diagnosis, getting his son the specialized attention he needed wasn't always easy.
Tom was diagnosed with dyslexia around 2nd grade. He was struggling in school. He was reversing his B's and his D's. His handwriting was atrocious. Once Tom was diagnosed with dyslexia in 2nd grade, it was very difficult finding help. We were ill-equipped to handle it. We really didn't know what dyslexia was, so we went out and tried to talk to other parents, the PTA, the special education PTA, SEPTA, to help guide us through this process that was really a foreign world to us.
When parents and teachers work together, children with dyslexia can succeed in school and develop a love of learning that lasts a lifetime. Today, Tom is thriving. While his dyslexia will always be a challenge, he's learning new ways to bypass his difficulties and demonstrate his strengths.
I'm happy to say that today Tom's doing very, very well. I'm very, very proud of him. He was able to get accommodations that he needed to succeed in school. Whether it was a laptop use that he needed in class or extra help or time on test, he was very, very successful.
Early years of school, it started out very difficult because I wasn't even sure what was going on. And then as I later progressed through school, I found the school to be a great deal of help with my dyslexia by providing me with excellent accommodations to help me succeed in school.
Everyone Reading is a New York-based nonprofit organization dedicated to empowering children and adults with dyslexia and other learning difficulties. Our passionate team of educators, psychologists, and legal experts connect parents and teachers with the resources they need to help children and adults reach their potential. Teachers and parents may not recognize dyslexia in bright children because kids often develop strategies to cover their challenges, but they still struggle to manage the increasing demands of reading. Everyone Reading's approach has proven successful with teens and adults as well.
At Everyone Reading, it's our mission to see that all children and adults with dyslexia and related learning difficulties have a fair shot at an excellent education. We do that by preparing teachers in methods that work. We support families and parents in our communities, and we form partnerships with our schools, administrators, teachers, and we come together to see that everyone has a fair shot at learning how to read.
Everyone Reading is working to improve the lives of children and adults with dyslexia and related learning difficulties, and supports families, teachers, and other support professionals. We are a key link in connecting families and professionals to information and services through professional development for educators in research-based approaches to teaching reading, the Northeast's largest annual conference on dyslexia and related learning disabilities, referral services that reach 5,000 people a year, peer support groups and workshops for adults, parents, and teens, free or affordable direct tutoring for children reading 2 years or more below grade level, legislative advocacy work, and more. We know that people with learning difficulties can succeed, but they need the proper resources to do it. That's why we fight at the state and local levels to prepare teachers to identify and educate students with dyslexia.
We need to do a lot of work to make sure that the public is better educated about what dyslexia and related learning disabilities are. We need to make sure that teachers and administrators and principals better understand what dyslexia is. And we need to make sure that we provide information to parents so that they can better help their children. And we need to make sure that the public, the general public, understands it better. 1 in 6 children have dyslexia, and so few people recognize what that is. So we want to make sure that we get the word out and get the message out to as many people as need to hear it.
Everyone Reading is changing lives and building futures. Won't you join us?
I think everyone should support Everyone Reading because it's probably the one organization in the city and probably in the country that really serves as a clearinghouse for all the new methods that are the approaches to helping children. It's also one of the few organizations that I'm aware of that works with both parents and teachers. And really they have to be partners in helping struggling students. So when you have parents and teachers together learning the right processes for working with students, you're going to have a more successful student.
We knew very early on that Gabrielle was having difficulties. She had difficulties with words and reading and letters and memory, directions. She was transposing words, and it was confirmed by her teachers in 1st grade that she had learning challenges as well. Everyone Reading has been a lifesaver for our family and my daughter as well. Gabrielle has struggled with dyslexia for a very, very long time. Our family knew nothing about dyslexia. We had never heard of dyslexia, but with Everyone Reading, it was a lifesaver. We will support this organization, and we are so happy and so proud to be a part of Everyone Reading.
As a parent with a child with dyslexia, everyone should support Everyone Reading because it provides a tremendous resource for parents. As a parent, I was lost. I didn't know what to do, where to turn for help. And Everyone Reading provides a tremendous resource and advocacy for parents, not only in education that they can give them about dyslexia and what they can do to help their child, but specifically where to go to find that help.
If you know someone who may have dyslexia, contact Everyone Reading, supporting educators, empowering children and adults with dyslexia. Visit us online at everyonereading.org.